MSC Cruisecast is a Triple T production. Now, the Taste Try Travel team of Beth and Chris.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of MSC Cruisecast.
I am Chris.
And I think I am Beth.
For everybody that's new, this is our podcast version of our YouTube channel where we go on cruises and experience things. Except this one, on this podcast, we focus on MSC.
That's right.
And speaking of focus,
what do you have to do to start off?
I have notes.
You never have notes. I'm a little concerned.
And without my glasses, these notes are just
That's true.
General scribbles.
Where are your glasses?
They're right here.
Oh, okay.
I can't wear them through the entire episode, can I? I don't know. Maybe I can.
I think you have something to start us out with.
All right. Okay, so yes, what are you doing over there?
Today's podcast is coming from a very windy and stormy Asheville. It's like huge storm came through. You'll have to go to our social media or Facebook post and you can see. Tell them what happened earlier.
Yeah, so we're inside, storming like nobody's business outside, and we heard one of those big deep cracks. You just know is a tree, like, and big and kind of echoed a little. And it was like, wow, I wonder what happened. And so after the storm kind of let up a little, I walked in the backyard and
I've never seen anything like
a
it.
5-6 foot branch had broken off one of our trees and landed straight down, like stabbing the ground, like skewered.
Standing straight up. Yep. I'd never seen that before.
Like 10 feet from the house. Thank goodness it didn't land in the house.
I know. Go through a window.
Well, the closest room to where that is what the one we're sitting in right now. Exactly. So I'm glad it didn't come through. We had not only would you have a succulent wall behind you, you would have a tree.
A tree in the so it's still a little stormy out, but hopefully we won't get disconnected here.
Okay.
All right.
So just looking for, here we go. So the World America,
which is like everything right now with MSC, right?
Yes, they're very excited about it because they're bringing the World Europe to the United States. It's going to be here in the Americas. Right. So they're very excited about it. So it has been,
and so are we.
It was floated out about 3 weeks ago. They did just a little bit of maneuvers right outside of the actual,
just where the hull was completed.
Like it moves. That's the
on
part.
Its own, right?
And the shell the shell of it and the engines were completed, and so they floated it out, did a couple maneuvers, and then just kind of backed it back into what is the name? Chantier
Sure.
So that's one of the biggest shipyards in the world.
Right.
I think
it builds most of the big ones.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest in Europe. It might not be, but it's one of the biggest in the world anyway.
Yeah.
And they had moved it from the dry dock where they built all of the
outer
infrastructure and the outer shell, and moved it to where they're going to outfit it. For those of you who get to watch it on our YouTube, watch this on our YouTube channel. I've got some pretty cool video of that. It was a foggy night when they were moving it. It's really cool. This gigantic ship. Cool.
Yeah.
Just kind of emerging from the fog in France there. Everybody's got their croissant and coffee early in the morning, enjoying.
And then, a ship.
So, and we're going to be on that.
countdown. It's less than a year. First, we're going to be on the inaugural of it.
We'll be on the inaugural.
And then
we're also going to be hosting a group cruise for anybody that's new in October
2025.
So it'll be about, 4 months old, 5 months old?
Right.
Something like that. When we do the group, and we will be familiar with it, so we know.
I know. I'm really looking forward to that. So we'll go on it in April. So April 12th is the inaugural, and then just a couple months later we'll have the group. So we will know our way around.
Yeah.
Like we're going to take that whole first week and just explore the whole ship.
So if you guys want more information, we'll stick that information in the description.
If you want to join us in October.
Yeah, exactly. So what I wanted to talk about real quick is they officially announced
Okay.
The ordering of the 2 more world ships.
Okay.
Now we kind of already knew
right,
that they were coming.
because they had been talking about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they officially announced it like a week ago with the captain of the Europa out on stage here. He went out and, it was all in Italian and welcomed everybody, and then made the big announcement that they ordered 2 more ships in the world class. And he didn't say any names or anything like that.
They haven't officially, we kind of think what we know what they are, but they're not like officially named, like the World Europa and the World America.
Right. But what I wanted to really focus on, since we already knew those 2 ships were coming, was, I just have to say, the senior staff on board MSC ships, they are the best dressed, most passionate officers at sea.
Why?
Oh my goodness. Now, you guys that are just listening to this, you have to go watch this video on our YouTube.
You're going to post it too? Okay.
Well, you're going to see it.
Oh, I see it.
This captain of the world's
I'm peeking over
Europa.
At it too. Right.
He is built like a Greek guy. He looks like Captain America.
He does.
He's got the tightest suit.
He sure does.
It is
Those are tight
form-fitting.
pants. He
is like got it. His arms are barely fit in that jacket. He's posing. Like, I'm telling you, when you get on these MSC ships, they may not all look like this guy. I can see why they picked him for the World Europa.
Right.
You need a heck of a captain for a heck of a ship. This guy is
intimidating looking. Yeah, for sure.
My goodness. I've never seen a captain dress as well as this guy. But I'm just saying, in our experiences on MSC ships, not only are they dressed well, they are passionate people.
Yes, they are.
They have fun. They go around and talk to passengers.
Very
they
visible.
Interact with the passengers in that very Italian, confident way.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Personally, I think they are great at interacting with the guests.
I think they're exactly
engaging.
A lot of the officers we see around quite a bit on the ships.
I remember the ceremony. Now I can't remember what ship it was, but anyway, the captain came out and addressed the crew. They didn't address the crew. They addressed the passengers, and he was just as friendly, as confident, and it was just great.
Yeah, that was on the seashore, I think.
Was it on the seashore? So we're going back on. So maybe
I know. Well, I was also going to say, do you remember when we were on the Magnifica? We didn't realize he was the captain, but he was down as we were like getting off the ship at Nassau. Remember him? He was like standing there with his arms folded kind of right next to it, kind of like saying goodbye to everyone as we kind of got off the ship.
Right.
It was you never see the captain like sitting down there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It seems like he might have more important things to do.
Guess not.
But who knows?
Exactly.
I mean, that's part of his important things that he felt he had to do, which is great.
I loved it. Yeah.
That a captain would feel like, I need to go down and
watch. Yeah. Watch everyone get off and say hi. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the World America was floated out, like I said, a few weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. And I'm telling you, MSC must be like the CIA of cruise lines, because it is so hard to find video of the float out. There's like one that they released.
Is that like the official one that they released? Yeah.
And I scoured everywhere.
And they don't have a lot of it, huh?
No, there's like two other videos of it floating out. And one of them looks like it was like smuggled.
No kidding.
Like through
the video is all shaky and
it's like it looks like they had to smuggle it into prison, so who knows what orifice this thing traveled in before it got to the internet. I'm just telling you, they must.
That's interesting. Yeah,
they must just control like the workers. They must don't take any. Don't take any video.
Oh, I'm sure with the workers. Yeah.
So the couple videos that I've seen of the float out, that's a big deal for a ship.
Yeah.
Maybe they were like, in case it flips over.
I don't think it's gonna flip over.
In case it floats out and it flips over, we don't want a lot of video of that. So we just gotta patrol the shores where it's floating out and make sure all the workers.
Make sure no one's recording it on the down low.
Exactly. So anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm excited about that float out.
Yeah.
I wish there was more that we could see of it. I wish they weren't so guarded with their videos that they release. They release a lot of.
I'd love to see some of that process. Yeah.
They release a lot of. Where's their? I think I. Look at this. There we go. They released the sizzle reel. I like this. But
what is a sizzle reel?
It's to get you excited.
Oh, okay. Sizzle. Yeah. And I think we have tagged that multiple times on our Facebook as well. So
it's fun to see all that stuff, but it was filmed on the World Europa, because none of this is done on the World America yet. So they can't really film inside the World America, but it'd be fun to see some of that progress.
I know.
And they just seem so guarded about it.
I know. It'd be really cool to see the before and
Exactly. Yeah. Like you see pictures and it's like some guy with a 900 millimeter lens from the Canary Islands shot a picture of the World America while it was in the dry dock. Anyway.
Well, that leads me. Well, we're kind of just today just sharing some things from the news, and it kind of goes into an article that I was reading, and this is kind of about just where MSC is kind of going in the future. So this was an article by Travel Market Report, and I don't know if it's a magazine, but their reporters were going to some industry conferences, and they interviewed the senior VP of MSC Sales and Trade Agreement, whose name is Corinne McNutt.
Corinne McNutt. I love that last name. And basically talking about the cliffhanger, right? So there's video. What is the cliffhanger?
The cliffhanger is the new thrill ride on the World America. So we've seen some videos of that. We kind of basically know it's going to be the 4 swings that are the arm is going to go and lift you out above the edge of the ship, and then you're going to swing. Again, we talked about last time. You're not going to pump your legs. It's going to be like
Nobody's
automated.
Push you. It's going to be.
So you're going to swing out over the ship. So, and you're 160 feet above the water. So,
did Corrine say anything about allowing cameras?
I know,
as you're experiencing that?
It's going to be interesting to see because they have to do something.
I really want to ride that or experience that. I don't know if it's a ride necessarily. I guess it is. It moves.
It's a thrill ride. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
But I want first person view of that. I want the camera like on me so that people can see what it's like. See.
Right.
So they have to have something, right? But they're really careful whenever they do things like that about allowing you to hold a camera because you could drop it and, whatever. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of requirements or what maybe they offer. Maybe they have like an arm or something that will take some photos or video or something, but they've got to have something, right? To do that. Well, I hope it's not just pictures.
Yeah.
You got to go buy a $20 picture of you.
You got to buy a bunch and then you got to
in mid swing, right. Making the worst face possible.
Well, what she was basically saying about this whole interview is there was a couple kind of points. And one of the things she was saying about the cliffhanger is, and this is her quote, saying, you want to have something fun for people to talk about. And we're all trying to be creative on what you can put in on the ships to add that little bit of buzz. Everyone is going to want to take pictures. They're going to want to get their grandma on it. My kids would want their mom to go on it. It creates fun and it helps people remember, hey, I did that on MSC, right? So these kind of these thrill rides kind of set some of the ships apart, I think.
Definitely. It's you go on the ship and you're like, that ship had the whatever.
Exactly.
But I think, can I just say real quick? I think she might be a little optimistic that
Grandma's going to get on it. I know.
Grandma loves this thing and wants to get on it. Maybe. There's probably a few grandmas, but I imagine the majority of grandmas are like, nah.
No, I don't need to go.
I'll be having tea somewhere and you kids wave to me while you're on it.
So anyway, there's lots of videos out there. There's a new one that's posted as well that gives a little bit more detail, and we'll have that on our social media as well, so I'll tag that. But very excited about that. Then she went on to talk about Texas, right? So Texas and building the new terminal in Galveston is really huge right now. I think Texas in general is huge. There's now going to be there's currently 8 cruise ships that go out of Galveston. That's a lot.
I didn't know that there were 8.
So there's the Disney Magic, the Prima, the Jubilee, the Regal, the Allure, and the Harmony. And of course, the Seashore is going to go there the end of next year when their MSC terminal is complete. So what was interesting is she did mention in this because lots of people are asking about Alaska, right? So MSC is kind of moving further into the US. So now the whole central US now has easier access to MSC with that. And so people on the West Coast are like, well, when are you coming to Alaska? And it was really interesting the way she kind of described it. And she's like, we can't just go to Alaska, right? Like there has to be a terminal. There has to be somewhere where their ships can go because nobody's going to cruise on a Tuesday, right? So all of the terminals right now are full. And so you can't bring a ship in there where there's not room. So until they kind of are finished with Texas and that's up and going, they do plan on looking at Alaska, but it's going to be just as much a deal as this Texas is, And they have in the last month, they've been talking about it. They are reducing the number of people that are going to be allowed at certain ports in Alaska. Oh, up in Alaska. Yeah.
So it
because
depends on what
so
port.
Saturated, yeah.
Yep. And the ships, if it's a mega ship that takes up a big percentage of the people that are allowed.
Yeah.
Some of the ports are talking about doing it daily, like they're capping it at a certain amount for this is the
That's
amount of passengers that can be in on it per day.
Right.
Some are doing it per year.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of funny.
They only have a certain season.
I got to schedule mine in
November.
March.
Exactly.
It's still frozen, but that's all right. We can get in. We can get our passengers in while we can still get in there. So,
but I like that they're really committed to conquering the U.S. market. I think the World America is going to be a huge change for them because it's built for American comfort. I like how they say that when they talk about. They know we like a lot of different food options. We like a lot of different things to do, and I think it's going to be exciting about that. So another thing that they're really working on, and this is what people have been telling them for a while. They doubled their sales team in the US. They're adding more district sales managers, and those are the people who will help like the travel agents. And they're doing a lot more training for all the people on the phone. So they are focused on fixing some of the things that they know don't work, right? So we know that sometimes it can be a struggle to get them on the phone, get right answers. We've heard a lot about that. So they're trying hard to fix that. So I just thought that was a really interesting article. It didn't go into too much other details, but just kind of listed those things.
Along with them moving into Alaska, I would love to see them move into Mexico, the Baja side of Mexico.
Side. Yep.
I love the Baja cruises.
We've done... Yeah.
We used to do them a lot, but now that we're in the east now, it's just, it almost doubles the price because of flights and everything. So we don't cruise there as much. I mean, we did it, about 5 years ago?
Yep.
I think was the
pretty
last
much a little
time.
bit before it was for my birthday we went. So, but Cabo, I mean, there's just some great places to cruise.
There really is. I mean, right down there on the edge of Baja, that is some beautiful
water
landscape.
Culture.
Exactly. It is so nice. The temperature is usually fairly
a little bit more
moderate.
mild than the Cozumel kind of side.
I think that's maybe because there's not as much humidity over there, so it might be as warm, but it doesn't feel as warm. I would love for them to do Baja,
or take one of their smaller ships and go through the Panama Canal.
Well, that's one of our. We haven't done a Panama cruise.
That is definitely a bucket list for us.
Something we would really like to do. We saw one the other day that was $700 for 16 days.
That's the problem, is they're so long, and it's hard for our work schedule to figure those out. But so you can sometimes find a really good deal.
Yeah, it was a really good deal.
I'm thinking that once they get the World America, once they get Texas, I think they'll continue to move and try to be on the West Coast somewhere. Definitely makes sense. Do you have anything else to say about World America or Corinne McNutt?
Well, I don't know Corinne McNutt, so I would not venture to say anything about Corinne McNutt. No. Why, do you have something you need to move on?
No, I just wanted to make sure I have a real a feel good story that I want to kind of wrap up with. So
okay, well,
let me see my pen randomly in the. I talk with my hands.
Just talk about one rumor that has been confirmed now.
Okay.
And that is MSC is now not printing their daily planners anymore.
I heard that. That is a big change.
There were a couple of tweets and a couple of Reddit posts where people are like, we didn't get the planner and we asked and they aren't printing them anymore. And people are like, they still print them. Just go check at the desk.
Yeah, that's what you would think.
And then they went and checked at the desk, said, nope, we are not printing them. And
interesting.
Then it was confirmed by someone else that, yes, as of last week, they are not printing the daily planners. Now, we don't know for sure if this is a test
Right. Because we haven't heard about that officially.
Like they haven't released any press release saying we're not doing it.
Right.
So it might be a test to see, stick the toes in the water and see how mad people get.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Because there's people that love the paper daily planners.
And I do too. I like carrying it and highlighting it and all that stuff. And I know you can do everything on the phone. And I'm very tech savvy with my phone, but there's still something nice about that paper. So I think I'm going to miss that.
Yeah. About 2 or 3 years ago, this would have been a complete disaster.
Why?
Because their app is...
Oh, that's true.
Their app was...
Unworkable, absolutely.
It was so user unfriendly. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They've gotten a lot better. It's still not a great app compared to some others that are out there, but it's not bad. So I can see where people get a little frustrated that that they would stop printing them because
then it's going to make everybody have to use their phones.
Right.
So, and I know some people like to disconnect when they're on.
Exactly.
So it will be interesting to see. Maybe there'll be more boards around saying what's going on, but it's basically going to force you to have your phone with you.
Well, and if they're on the Magnifica and those boards are around,
goodness gracious,
how can they not get the information they need? Those boards are so incredibly useful.
He loved those boards. They were really funny. It was really funny.
Let me just say real quick.
Yeah.
I am one of those people that don't really want to carry their phone. I like to not have my phone. I have my phone always because I have film.
My phone. Right.
Well, I just film. So I have it, but I don't pull it out and use it.
No.
Unless I'm filming.
Right.
But I also don't carry the daily planner.
That's true. You don't either because you don't do any of the planning.
Nah, I don't really care, except every once in a while I'm like, hey, is there something going on?
Right.
And usually I can find a screen somewhere on the ship that I can just flip through and see.
Yeah.
So I really don't care either way. Yeah. But I could see where this might be a passionate subject for some as to...
It will, because there's different kinds of people. You don't necessarily... You're a little bit more... loosey-goosey with the schedule and what we're doing on a trip. I tend to be the planner and I want to know what's going on.
Those are fighting words, loosey-goosey.
So when we're on the seashore in a couple weeks, we'll let everyone know what's going on.
Are they still not printing them? Are they printing them again? Was that a test? Is it now official?
Right.
Yeah, we'll know.
And another thing with that is we actually have had multiple requests to kind of do a little bit of walking people through the MSC app, kind of how to check in, how to use it, how to get around. And so we thought instead of doing it in the podcast format, because people can't see things as easy, because we do have a lot of people that simply listen. When we're on the seashore, we will do a whole kind of little instructional video or whatever, just to kind of
that sounds boring.
I know it's going to be very boring. It's an
instructional video. We will have a PowerPoint presentation prepared. Everybody sit down. We've sat out some donuts and pastries for you.
I know. But sometimes just seeing through and seeing, so we're happy to do that, and we're gonna have it with the ocean in the background and make it nice. And Chris will be doing something funny in the background or something. I don't know. That's gonna be the video.
A lot of pressure.
Okay, I want to kind of switch to my little, I'm calling the feel good story, which I think is really cool. I don't think I've shared any of this with you, so you have no idea what we're talking about.
Nope.
But on, do you know what the Mercy ships are?
I've seen them.
We've seen them. Do you remember where we saw a Mercy ship? Rotterdam.
Was it Rotterdam?
Yep, it was in Rotterdam. So Mercy ships are basically hospital ships that are around the world, and they are floating hospitals. But MSC has been connected with Mercy ships for 13 or 14 years. And the MSC parent company, so MSC Group, has helped with transporting the medical supplies in the I couldn't get it.
You conjugated that. This is the only podcast you guys are gonna ever listen to.
That's right.
Where verbs are conjugated.
That's right. For a very long time, they've been helping like transport medical supplies via their shipping vessels and all that kind of stuff. So they've been connected with Mercy Ships since 2011, but very exciting. There's a collaboration that was signed off on April 8th of this year between MSC Group, MSC Foundation, and Mercy Ships. And they are going to build a new hospital ship.
Really?
I know. So Captain Gianluigi Aponte, which if you remember is like the founder of MSC Group.
Dressed to kill.
Exactly.
I'm sure.
Very much so. Chairman of the MSC Foundation, which is Diego Aponte, which is his son. And the... and the founder of Mercy Ships, Don Stevens, are the ones who kind of signed this agreement. And anyway, they're going to, it's going to be similar to one of the ships that they already have. Let me see if I have, let me see. It says, designed with similar specifications as Mercy Ship's flagship, the Global Mercy, the new vessel will be able to accommodate 600 crew members and guests on board. The 75,000 square foot hospital will span 2 decks and will feature 6 operating rooms and fully equipped laboratory and training areas. So
I've heard they have a name for it too.
Oh, what?
The world pandemic.
No, that's not it. That's not it. No. So moving on. So this was interesting. And this is a really, I love this about MSC. You've heard me say this so many times, but because the family still owns everything, family owned, it's not a corporation. They have their passion projects and they put their money behind where their passions are. And so this is a quote from Gianluigi, who's again the founder of MSC, and said, I spent part of my childhood and early years in the shipping industry in the Horn of Africa, and it's a region close to my heart. I saw firsthand the challenges faced by many local communities there, and it shaped my conviction that improving the availability of healthcare would bring real and lasting impact for them. It has been extremely gratifying to work with Don, who's Mercy Ships, and provide this crucial support through the unique organization Mercy Ships. Our partnership has reaped extraordinary results already, and now we are on the verge of expanding their fleet and to increase the support. So it says, then I truly look forward to seeing this new ship set sail to help more communities across Africa. So I just thought that was really cool. So Mercy Ships currently have 2. They have the Africa Mercy and the Global Mercy. So then they're going to build this 3rd one. So I love that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I made a joke about it, but
yes.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
That a corporation would just take it upon themselves to just build them a ship and expand and
continue to help with the shipping of the
capacity
supplies
by 33%.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. Like you said, I think that they really do take advantage of being family owned and not having that corporate structure where then
they wouldn't be able to.
The chief financial officer has as much say as the chief operating officer, and the board who's looking out for the shareholders are then figuring out, well, how is this going to impact the shares, and will we be how is the market going to see us once if that brings our profit down? And
I think that exactly what you're saying happens with all the other cruise lines who are that company run. So you don't see these things like that. And, when I was kind of getting ready for this podcast, it was like half an hour into searching online to seeing what MSC is going, that this like article was like buried. So I just like to share that because I think a lot of people don't realize all that the MSC Foundation and MSC does to kind of help. So I love that.
Not only are they building ships for the Mercy ship, but they are supplying the world with the best looking senior staff.
Yes, they are. Absolutely.
At sea.
Absolutely. Thank you, MSC.
Yeah.
That wraps up
It does.
what we're going to do. We are exciting. Wow.
We are exciting.
That's it. Period. We're exciting. We are.
Drop the mic. We are done. We are exciting.
Looking forward to our cruise on the seashore, which is coming up soon. And we're kind of busy getting ready for that and some really great videos.
Can I just say?
Yes.
I am very excited about spending the night at Ocean Cay and seeing the new improvements at Ocean Cay. Just real quick, I just wanted to mention that again.
Yes, and
we've mentioned that many times.
We officially will not be in Yacht Club. We did get an offer to upgrade, but it was $2,000, so a little outside of our price budget for this trip. So we won't be on Yacht Club. We may know someone who is staying on Yacht Club, and they might get a little bit of video for us, but we'll see. You didn't even know that, did you?
Behind the scenes.
I know.
Even behind my scenes. I don't even know what's going on.
At least to show you guys kind of the new stuff from Ocean Cay. So we're looking forward to that. Yep. But that will wrap up what we have today in news for MSC.
News of the world of MSC.
As always, thank you so much for listening and watching. If you are listening on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you are listening for your podcast, come on over to Facebook and join in the comments section. We always like hearing from you. So for now, we will say goodnight and we'll see you in the next podcast.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.